Okay, so this is going to be for the full moon in Cancer 2022, which happens to be the first full moon of the new year. 2022 is definitely off to quite a start. I mean, there's a lot of things happening. We're coming out of Venus retrograde. We have Mercury retrograde that just started. We also have the node switching into Taurus and Scorpio this week. Like there's a lot that is going to be happening, which I will be covering in separate videos. But for this is going to be about the full moon in Cancer, and you can watch this one of two ways. You can watch the overall video. That way, you have all the signs in one video, or you can watch it the individual videos. Okay, so the full moon in Cancer, it occurs on Monday, January 17th, 2022. Okay, don't ask me what fucking time, child. I have no idea. Okay, but at some point on Monday, it occurs. Okay, now full moons, they always, they're present. Well, they provide like a monthly opportunity to wrap up projects that you started 6 months or even 2 weeks ago, right? They're culmination points, breaking points, and a chance to release anything that's no longer serving you. So the monthly full moon is prime for contemplation, as often the days around it are robust with change, insights, epiphanies, and decisions. Often, circumstances out of our control pop up during this time, which triggers us to examine our own thoughts and feelings and their influence on the reality that we exist in. So, anytime that there is a transit, whether it be Mercury retrograde, a new moon, or a full moon, whichever zodiac sign it falls under is what themes is going to come up. So, because this full moon falls in Cancer, which happens to be a water sign, emotions are going to be front and center. So, heads up, this is sure to be an emotional time period, okay? As always, there will be opportunities to move ahead, but that's only if the emotional energy is channeled into productivity in order to sort through any leftover toxicity or baggage that you may have carried with you into the new year. Y'all know my fucking motto: get on your shit before shit gets on you. Pretty much, okay? So anything that comes up, especially if you are one of the signs that is going to be, heavily affected by this transit, definitely make sure that whatever comes up, you don't try to run from it, you don't try to hide from it. Just deal with it, okay? When you work with the universe will work with you and in turn bless you, okay? Whether you're able to see that short term or in the long term, okay? So, with the energy of Cancer, the full moon encourages us to delve into our feelings, okay? Self-nurture. It allows us the opportunity to work with our inner child and learn to create the emotional safety needed to operate at our full potential. And it's time to nurture yourself the way that you've always wanted to be cared for, to connect more deeply with those that you could be vulnerable with, including your family, blood, or, the family that you've created. It's time for you to tune into your inner child. Give them a hug and remind them that, bitch, you're powerful, okay? Now, another planet that is going to be affecting this full moon is Pluto. So you can expect a lot of Scorpio-ish type of themes coming up, okay? Because Pluto is the planet of death, okay? Pluto is ruled by Scorpio, or Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, rather, right? So themes of like death, power, control, obsession, transformation even, is going to unearth what we've hidden and what we've avoided, while the sun and moon is going to shine a brighter light on these issues at hand. Now, in order to move forward, we must first confront buried pain and past trauma. Okay, power is the overall name of the game. So, power is going to be a huge theme for the next few months because of this, and this full moon is sure to kick up that energy. Now, full moons are reflective of culminations and endings, as I mentioned, but this full moon in Cancer doesn't mark your typical ending, right? We may feel like avoiding certain people or certain issues that surface during this time. There might be triggers that are heightened. And so, our emotions are going to follow suit and be just as heightened. And Pluto's energy can ignite deep and primal fears within us. But it's by walking through the fire and facing these challenges that we're going to be able to develop a level of resilience and power that probably before you never could have imagined you being able to do, right? So just to recap. Cancer is all about feelings, emotions, and family, which includes, figuring out how to juggle everything that you've got going on in life. Now, on the one side, you've got some serious take charge fueling your desire to ace your career goals and bring in a solid salary, right? So you can pay your bills and then some, practical stuff. Now, on the other hand, it's a clutch, to pay attention to your emotions and everyday needs. And that includes making time for a personal life. So take a beat. Try to figure this out, what you can do to free up a little bit more time in your life for the fun stuff. Maybe it means, setting your email notifications to do not disturb. The second the clock strikes 5 every day so you can actually log off, or making a standing date with your bestie to go on an early morning run so you have quality time to chat and squeeze in some exercise before your day gets going. At the same time, keep in mind, Pluto is bringing in some intense, passionate energy that'll seep into your love life. You know what you deserve from a partner. So, how can you make sure that you're getting all your needs met? If you've already coupled up, don't hesitate to talk to your significant other about what more you need from the relationship. It'll only make it stronger. And if you're single, be open and direct about what it is that you're looking for. It'll prevent a lot of time from being wasted right now, okay? Now, this full moon is definitely going to impact all zodiac signs, but Cancer and Capricorn are going to feel it the most. This full moon in Cancer is inviting you to just stand up for your needs, your comfort, your security. Who or what has been standing in the way of peace for you? Confrontations that arise during this time have likely been brewing for a long time. Just keep in mind that we are in the midst of Mercury retrograde, okay? That did start, I believe, on January 14th and is happening till February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So you can check the channel for that video to see how you will be affected by that transit for the next 3 weeks, okay? That video is coming. But Mercury retrograde not only is going to bring like exes back into the picture and all the typical shit that you constantly hear people talking about and whatnot, but communication mishaps could come up, power struggles, just delays, period, right? So take a deep breath and be patient. Because between the full moon in Cancer, Pluto, and the Mercury retrograde, you might be feeling a sudden urge to make moves or haste decisions, and then later find out that you're not really able to do that, or you're going to have to hold out on, some things that you want to do for a little while until a better time. Now, the signs that are going to be affected the most by this transit is going to be Cancer and Capricorns, along with Aries and Libras, being that they're fellow cardinal signs as well. And when it comes to transits and understanding how you will be affected, it works 2 ways, okay? For a general picture, you're going to want to check your sun, your rising, and your moon signs for an overall picture, okay? For a clearer picture of how you will be affected personally, you're going to want to check what houses the zodiac sign of Cancer falls in, okay? Now, as always, I specialize in this shit, so definitely make sure that y'all are reaching out to me for a personal reading to see what's going on with you, what's coming up in the near coming weeks, okay? Everybody's charts is different, complicated, so with so many various possible aspects and things that could be affecting your natal chart, you definitely want to make sure that you reach out to me so we can sit down and do a reading and fully understand exactly how you're going to be impacted personally. Now, my website is currently down, but you can find my phone number on screen or in the description box below to text me directly so that you can go ahead and get a personal reading set up. Serious inquiries only, okay? Now let's go ahead and get into the 12 zodiac signs. Okay, Cancer. So this full moon in Cancer is obviously happening in your first house, okay? Now the first house, there are themes of self, of image, of physical appearance, general temperament, just basically your overall identity, okay? Now being that this month's full moon is falling in your own sign, it's very, very likely that you're going to be thinking a lot, like a great deal, more than usual about your role in life. How you come across to other people and what, if anything, might be missing from your life, the way it is now. And you may also be extra emotional. I mean, go figure, Cancer, water signs, emotional, right? Full moons often have that effect, so definitely make sure you're avoiding making rash decisions that might be tricky to unpack later when you're feeling more rational and less under duress from the moon's beams. And make sure that you're using this full moon to shake off what's no longer truly for you, right? Then aim to become the best version of yourself that you can be. Now, in the end, this full moon is falling in your sign, so you're going to be in your feelings in the best possible way. It's going to help you tune into what you really need, which could be to take a bold risk for your own good. Now, relationships of all sorts are in the spotlight, including the one with yourself, because again, first house, that is aspecting the seventh house of, relationships to other people, partners, marriage, business partnerships, things like that. So if you've been putting yourself last in any type of way, it's time to stop. You know, who deserves your time and energy? Are your relationships balanced? Are there unhealthy power dynamics at play? Confronting imbalance and toxic patterns within your closest ties is what's going to pave the way for a sustainable future. So it's not really going to be easy, Cancers. I mean, it's emotional. It's emotional. Things are going to come up, especially with Pluto in the mix of everything. You know, creating power struggles, creating spotlight on power dynamics. Period. Then you have Mercury retrograde, which is gonna fuck up communication and delays to everything and things like that. Right now, whatever comes up, just deal with it and try your best to work through it. And that's really all you can do. That's really all that you can do. But it's about putting yourself first. You know, anytime that there's a full moon within a first house, it's kind of just like a spotlight shown on you. And this is what I need to do. And am I happy with my life? Am I happy with the direction? What's going on currently? What needs to change? What needs to go? And that is the whole point of a full moon, you know, to wrap shit up, to create a new chapter, create a new book, create a new narrative. And so that's pretty much what you're going to be going through. And so your full moon self-care practice is your physical body craves some rejuvenation. So if you can, maybe splurge on a massage or some Reiki energy work. You know, your body needs realignment in a physical sense as you release under this lunation. I do feel like it's going to be an extremely emotional time, but it can also be, you know, quite a therapeutic time as well. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, really. It's really just all about how you work with this energy and how you allow just how you allow this energy to work through you and what planning for the future that it is that you decide to do. Okay, so keep in mind this is a general reading for your overall sign, so it's not necessarily 100% going to resonate. So definitely make sure that you reach out either via Instagram through the DM or the phone number that is available on screen or in the description box below to figure out what the fuck is going on with your life, okay? Everyone's charts is set up differently, okay? So just because you are a Taurus or a Leo or just because you're a Cancer and this is a full moon in Cancer doesn't necessarily mean that that is exactly how you're going to be impacted. Again, it is a overall general view for the collective zodiac sign. But yeah, definitely make sure that you reach out to me for a personal reading so we can figure out how you will personally be impacted by this transit, okay? So we can figure out what houses are, you know, being transited and, you know, all of that good shit, okay? So reach out via Instagram, DM, or you can text me directly and we can get that personal reading going, okay? So, damn, it's been so fucking long. I don't even know what the fuck I used to say at the end of these fucking, child, life be lifing. Life be lifing. Something about putting you back into the universe. I don't remember what the fuck I used to say. It's really been a long time since I've done a fucking video, okay? 111 when I said that. Yeah, go book a reading, and I will see y'all in the next one. Be looking out for the Mercury retrograde video coming. There might be a weekly astrology video coming as well. And definitely, we got to do a video about the North Node switching into Taurus, okay? So those videos are going to be coming. Look out for those. Tell me what you